Alrighty, hey, and welcome everybody. This is Sherman Ray, and this is the Nevada Conservative Podcast for a Thursday, guys. Right before the game, too. Yeah, I know a lot of you folks are saying, I'm going to go watch the game, yay! So, but before you do, we're going to get this broadcast in order. Hey, today, guys, we are going to talk about, is the DSA an anti-Semitic organization? And this is going to be a revelation to some of you folks, because some of you people have really just kind of bought into the whole DSA thing. We're also going to talk about Islam a little bit more. We're going to kind of round it out, the whole Islam anti-Semitic hate Jew day. And then, but when we first start, guys, we're going to talk about California and the Blue City Exodus, guys, and why that is happening. So when we come back, folks, stay tuned. We'll be back. We'll talk a little bit more about this, and I think you are going to enjoy today's broadcast. This is Sherman Wright, the Nevada Conservative Podcast. We'll be back in just a minute. Stick around. Alrighty, folks, I'm back. This is Sherman Ray. This is the Nevada Conservative Podcast. Thank you guys once again for being a part of the broadcast. I hope you're doing well. It's Thursday here in Las Vegas, and it's a wonderful day. It really is. It's a great day. It's a great day to be alive. Sun is shining like you wouldn't believe, man. I mean, it's just blazing out here in Las Vegas, and but before we get going too much further, I know I start talking, guys, and I'll get off track. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, folks. There's a subscribe button over here someplace, and you can get alerted every time we have one of our broadcasts. You don't want to miss any one of them. Had some great broadcasts so far, and so don't want you to miss not even one of them, folks. Also, if you'd like to check us out, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Truth Social, Spotify, Rumble, X. So you can check us out on all of our different platforms, or you can check out our website at www.thenevadaconservative.com. That's thenevadaconservative.com. So today, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about, let's get the day going off right, okay? Because we want to talk about this blue city, or the blue state migration, or the blue state Exodus, and we wrote about this on our website, so you can check out the whole article. I'm going to read just part of the article today, but this is interesting. So there's a lot of people, and you probably saw this starting. It started a couple of years ago, but you see a lot of people leaving these blue states in order to move to red states, and it's a phenomenon that probably should come as no surprise to you, especially a lot of you who have actually made the move. You've moved from high taxed states like New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, California, especially California. They're just ridiculous. And we live right next to California. And here in Las Vegas, I'll tell you, we're just overflowing people. I mean, it's packed. And property values have gone up. The price, everything's gone up. And it's because you got all these California folks that are coming here. And it's really as a result of these policies from those states where they left. And our biggest thing to you folks who move from those places is don't come here to the places, these red states where you move to, and try to change them and make them something that they're not. Okay. As a matter of fact, one of the things that we saw people doing when they first came here to Las Vegas is they said, "Oh, we need to raise your taxes a little bit because we need this and we need that." I go, "Wait, hold it, folks. The reason why you left those places with their high taxes and all their highfalutin stuff is the same thing you're trying to make us into right now." Okay. So don't tell us what we need. Just take your hands off the wheel. Take your hands off the radio. Don't reach for the refrigerator. Just sit back and let us do our job, okay? Because we have great things here. That's why you moved here, okay? I'm going to read a part of my article that we posted here. on beingavaticonservative.com, and you go and check this out because it's a really great article. It says between 2020 and 2025, blue states lost roughly 3.8 million people through net domestic migration, which means people went running for the borders. Red states gained about 3.3 million people. In 2025 alone, blue states still saw a net domestic outflow of nearly, get this, 480,000 people, while red states posted a net gain approaching 400,000. So all the way through the first half of the century, guys, these blue states are hemorrhaging people. California has lost well over 1 million residents to other states in recent years. New York, Illinois have followed close behind. Meanwhile, Texas and Florida absorbed the lion's share of those movers for years, though inflows have cooled somewhat as housing and insurance costs rose in those destinations, basically meaning that when people moved there, necessarily the prices on homes went up, insurance went up. So you're not going to find those bargains like you were able to find before all these blue state folks were moving into. North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and the Mountain West states continue strong relative gains. And it's funny, they said the money is moving too. IRS data shows billions of dollars in taxable income leaving high tax coastal counties and landing in lower tax Sunbelt and southeastern states. Economist Stephen Moore has called it the greatest wealth transfer in the history of the United States. This is big, guys. You know, this isn't we're taxing these people and giving it to other people. These people are showing how much they love the places where they're going, and they're taking their money with them, and they're taking their wealth with them. New York, and here's the thing about it, Kathy Hochul, certain leaders in Virginia, in Washington, Seattle, Washington area, most notably there's a mayor up there. She basically said, go ahead and leave. We don't care about you guys anyways. And people said, okay, fine, I will leave. And literally in New York, billionaires are just taking their stuff out. California, they're moving their businesses out, guys. You know, Oracle, Tesla, they went and relocated to Texas. I mean, come on, this is huge. This is a huge wealth transfer. The people leaving are not just the poor or the young. They include middle-class families, professionals, and high earners who can no longer justify the cost of staying. Every time I see a person from California, I go, boy, you just got a raise, didn't you? Yeah, you did. You got a big raise by coming here to Las Vegas, okay? And why are they leaving? Basically taxes, cost of living, regulations, and business climate. That's really bad. You can read the article, you guys, but that's pretty much it. They also left because of schools and culture. You would think that in New York and in California you'd have great education. No, they're as bad as Las Vegas. And Vegas is at or near the bottom all the time. Public safety, quality of life. It used to be that California had a great quality of life. Not so much anymore. Matter of fact, there was a story about a lady in Washington, I believe it was. She and her group of moms who were walking around, they actually took it upon themselves to pick up all the needles, or is it in California? One of the two. Don't quote me on that. They were walking along this path where their kids have been walking, and they were tired of their kids having to navigate the bums, the homeless people, and the needles, so they started picking them up. And at one point, I think they picked up like 100 needles or something like that. And they put them in a bag and stuff like that. Guess what happened to those moms? They got cited by somebody complained. They go, they're picking up all the needles. And because some of the needles, and not only were they picking up needles, but unused portions of drug paraphernalia that had fentanyl in it and stuff like that. And so they told them, they said, moms, we're not upset about you guys picking up the stuff, but you've got to have a license to pick up all the drugs and paraphernalia that should have been taken over by the city. So the quality of life, public safety, okay? and this is huge. So what are the political stakes on this, guys? This is big. Okay, this migration is going to trigger something in the 2030 census. This is big. All these people leaving these blue states into red states are now changing the demographics of the red states and states. And I'm going to read real quick. Okay. This migration will reshape the congressional map after the 2030 census. Projections based on current trends show Texas and Florida each gaining multiple House seats, with additional gains for states such as Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, Idaho, and Utah. California is projected to lose 3 to 5 seats. New York, Illinois are likely to lose seats as well. The net result is a shift roughly of 8 to 12 House seats and the same number of electoral college votes towards states that currently lean Republican. Guys, and I don't think Democrats really saw this coming, or maybe they did. That's why they tried to import so many illegal aliens, is that they wanted to shift the balance of power by bringing in more illegal aliens so they would get more House seats. That's why they wanted to give statehood to Puerto Rico and the District of Columbia, because they wanted House seats. They care less about the people. They just want power. Unfortunately, what happened is people organically left those blue states because they suck. That's really what it is. And now, this is so funny. And now the people in the blue states are going to lose electoral college votes, Senate seats, congressional seats, and it's just amazing. Okay. Anyways, we got a break, folks. Read the article on our website at thenevadaconservative.com, and you can check it all out. We'll be back, guys, in just a second. We're going to talk a little bit about Islam and about the Democrat Socialists of America. We'll be right back, guys. Alrighty, folks, this is Sherman Ray, and this is the Nevada Conservative Podcast. Thank you so much for being a part of the broadcast. I want to encourage you, folks, if you've not jumped on with us and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're starting to get more and more people who are subscribing to our YouTube channel. We thank you so much for it. We also encourage you, go ahead and follow us on our social media platforms. We're almost up to 7,000 people on our Facebook page, which is great. We're literally touching millions of people on a monthly basis on our social media sites, and between that and our website. So you guys, we encourage you, go ahead and get on board with us. Or you can write to us and get on our mailing list at thenevadaconservative@gmail.com. That's thenevadaconservative@gmail.com. Okay, let's move on, you guys, to a topic that is probably on everybody's mind, because we continue to see signs of it within our states, and some people are just getting scared. They really are. And I want to give a caveat to this, folks, is that we do not want to seem like we are Islamophobic or anything like that. We just love being, a country that believes in God, guns, and the American way of life. And we will not be pushed around by any other religion or any other so-called religion that wants to move in on us. We're not going to do that. It's just not going to happen in our country. Just like we did yesterday, the dialogue we're going to talk about here today does not apply itself to everybody who is a Muslim, okay? But there is definitely something going on within the Muslim community that you need to be aware of. The title of this segment is called, Is Islam a Religion of Peace? Okay, is it really a religion of peace? And once again, not every Muslim who's walking down the street, guys, is out to try to take over America. Okay, some of the most peaceful people on the planet are practice the Muslim faith. Okay, so don't go around going, hey, guess what, you, and pointing at people, because that's not cool, because that's not what we do in America. And I don't even know why I even said that, because I know the folks who are watching this would never do that anyways. But there are some people who think that, that's what we're trying to push here. We are not at all. But the truth be made known is that Islam, in their own writings, talk about that when they go into a zone or they go into an area, that they are not there to coexist with those people. Their whole idea is to be the dominant religion in that area. Of all the studying that I've been doing on Islam, I can't get away from that. You just cannot get away from that. They don't just come into an area and they go, hey, guess what? We're just going to be over here in our little conclave, okay? It just doesn't happen that way. And as a matter of fact, almost every area of the world where Islam has been allowed to take root has become Muslim in some form or another, either by force, marriage, politically, economically. Something has happened. Let's take Africa for instance. Okay, Africa, most of northern Africa is Muslim, and much of that was taken by force. The Middle East, the same thing. China, they've got minority, and let's not say China yet, okay? But there are other portions of the world where Islam is the dominant religion, and it's because they basically, that's kind of what they do. They just kind of proselytize and they absorb people, or they say, guess what, you're going to be subservient to us. The only places that you do not see Islam dominating a locale are places where it is just, it's the people that are there are like, let's say, China. Okay, China already had an established religious base there. There are too many people there. The Uyghurs are Muslim. There are a couple of other minority sects that are there that became Muslim, but for the most part, China continued to be Taoist, and they did not allow that to happen. Spain was the same way. Okay, there's certain areas of the world where they basically, because of the sheer number of people or the depth of religion that was there, were not able to. The Islamists were not able to dominate those areas, and guys, and once again, this is a sensitive thing, because here in America, guys, there is definitely a move afoot to make Islam the dominant religion in America. Now, many of you know that America was based upon Judeo-Christian ethics, and this is a Christian nation, even though some people, say no, it's not, but it is. Our culture is, our money is, our laws are, our customs are all Christian based. And so if you shake somebody's hand, you're doing a Christian thing. If you're certain things that we do, you didn't know it, folks, and you're doing Christian stuff. But there are certain people, certain enclaves. Go to Dearborn, Michigan. You go down south into Texas. You go to Minneapolis or Minnesota. You've got certain places in Wisconsin that are heavily Muslim. And here's what the problem with all these things is that they try to make you accept them and their curiosities in their religion. I hate to put it that way, but for lack of a better word, as the norm. They want you to basically say, hey, guess what? At such and such a time, you're going to hear this bell ring, and everything's got to stop, and we come walking out in the middle of the street, and we do this other stuff. Okay, that is not the American way, guys. we are in America. You've got your rights to practice your own religion, but nobody in America says, guess what? We're going to stop time and roll out prayer shawls for you guys. No religion gets that, guys. And that's, if you want to do it at your home, that's fine. Okay, but or you have Muslim zones, okay, which is what happened in England, where they've established that, and they tried to do it in Texas. That just, it's not going to happen in America, guys. So, is Islam a religion of peace? As long as you do what they ask you to do, okay. As long as you are Muslim, it's very peaceful, okay. But if not, guys, they're going to try to, by one of many methods, to be the dominant religion in that area, okay? And once again, I want you to know there are many peaceable Muslims that are out there that could care less. They just want to live life, and they're very happy where they're at, and they're wonderful people, okay? Just like there's a lot of Christians. There are a lot of Christians who run around, you wouldn't know they're Christians at all, okay? Other than the fact that they don't get in trouble, that kind of stuff like that. But so we are not saying go around and look at people who look different than you and you point at them, okay? Because that's not cool. That's not American. That's not the American way. And once again, our listeners would never do that anyway. But there are people who are listening in who are saying, "Hey, that guy over there said we should be scared of Muslims and everything else." I go, no. This is what we need to do. If you want to stop the overthrow of the American ideal, we need to establish a strong American ideal. Okay? The strength of America will override anything. But if we continue to fracture and allow these little groups of people to try to fracture America, the foundation of America, you better believe something is going to step into that vacuum. That's how every nation that is not Muslim stayed not Muslim. They stuck together as a people. And that's what America needs to do, guys. So let's take a really quick break once again, folks. And when we come back, guys, we're going to talk about the DSA guys. And I think, once again, guys, some people just think the DSA guys are the greatest in the world. I think we're going to dispel that. We'll be back in just a second. Stick around. I think I left us enough time too. Yes. All right. Hey guys, once again, this is Sherman Ray, and this is the Nevada Conservative Podcast. Thank you so much for being a part of the broadcast, folks. If you missed any of the broadcast, folks, you can get the entire broadcast. Just go to Spotify, and you're actually going to be able to get our broadcast, the podcast, just the audio portion of it. We will upload this to our website here at thenevadaconservative.com in just a little bit. We've been kind of remiss on this. If you would like to leave any comments, go ahead. If you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and leave a comment for this particular show in the comment section. We will get back to it. And I'm looking at it again, and it looks like there's a lot of people who've got comments. And we will get to those. Spend a lot of time answering those comments, and it's just lively. It's a lively debate, so I love it. So let's talk a little bit about the Democratic Socialists of America. And are they anti-Semitic, guys? I think this is probably going to, So the question is, are they anti-Semitic? Okay. So the DSA holds a strongly anti-Zionist and pro-Palestinian liberation stance. End of conversation. Okay. They are anti-Zionist and pro-Palestinian, which means they don't want to see Israel anywhere on the map, guys. They just don't. Okay, it's on their website. You can go check it out. And they're into the pro-Palestinian thing, guys. There's all the Philistines of the Old Testament. They are really into those guys, and that's the way they feel. Okay, it views Israel as a settler colonial apartheid state enabled by the USA. So they think that that we're colonizers, or that the Israelis, I shouldn't say we, that the Israelis are colonizers, and that they're being enabled by the United States, that are enabled by U.S. imperialism and supports the full dismantling of that system in favor of Palestinian self-determination. So they don't, but it's more than that. They want more than just America to stop giving Israel money so that they can fight against the folks in Gaza. Okay, they want even more, and we're going to read and we're going to go through just a little bit of it. We've just got a little bit of time left, but I'm going to try to get through as much of this as I possibly can. But the most important thing here, guys, is that if you are a DSA member, did you know this when you got involved with these guys? If you are thinking about voting for a DSA candidate, did you know this, guys, that you're voting for an anti-Semitic, anti-Zion, anti-Israel group of people? Did you know this? Okay. See, and I've said this before, guys, I'm a live and let live kind of guy. I mean, I can't tell you who to vote for. I can't tell you who to love. I'm not God. Okay. I certainly, and if I would never do that, I certainly wouldn't want a bunch of 30-year-old kids who are the DSA to walk around telling you what to do and that Israel should live or die. Who the heck do you think you guys are? I get pissed off at that stuff. I would never, ever tell anybody you cannot do this and you cannot do that and you cannot live or you shouldn't exist. The hubris in that, to me, is galling. That I would think I am so much of that. My opinion means so much that I can tell you how to live. God's people in the Bible are the Israelites. God gave them that land and all of Gaza. He gave them that and everything going to the east. Okay, talking about the Jordan all the way up to like Iran. Okay, I mean, he gave them all that land, and now Israel only inhabits that much land right now, and the Philistines, the Palestinians, who own that little stretch of land right there, Israel says, okay, you stay there, we'll stay over here, we're good to go. And the folks at the DSA are going, no, we want you guys pushed out of, we don't want you to even exist. Okay, here's what could happen, guys, and I'm not even talking about what I've got here on my list here. America could just say, okay, we're going to turn our eyes and we're going to let you just obliterate all the Palestinians, and they'd be done with them. Okay, but that's not what happens, guys. And Israel does not want that to happen. They said, guys, if you want to live there, fine, we'll allow you to live there. Just leave us the heck alone. But they won't do it. They just don't seem to be able to do that. Let's do this, guys. We're going to continue on. I'm going to... their core positions, the core positions of the. Let's do this really quick. I'm going to take a really quick break, guys, and we come back. We're going to talk a little bit more about this. Okay, we do have just a little bit of time, but we will be back in just a second. Okay, stick around. Okay, guys, let's do this. So, I'm sorry there, you guys. Every once in a while I get these call-ins, and so I've got to try to address it because it might be an emergency, and so we just do what we have to do. So, let's talk about the core positions of the DSA, and then you make up your own mind, guys. They believe, once again, that Israel is a colonizer, an apartheid project. DSA describes Zionists as a racist, imperialist, settler colonial project that has produced ongoing displacement, death, and dehumanization of Palestinians. And so they believe that, hey, guess what? This started in 1948, and that Israel has been displacing people, even though Israel was there centuries ago. And they said that, no, you displaced these poor Palestinians. They support something called BDS. And BDS stands for boycott, divestment, and sanctions against Israel by everybody. So they basically say, look, we want nobody investing in Israel at all. Okay. Once again, who the heck do you guys think you are? They want, and so the phrase "from the river to the sea," one state vision. DSA calls for a free Palestine from the river to the sea, and what that necessarily means is they want the end of Israel. Completely. From the river to the sea, they mean from that Gaza will extend from the Mediterranean to the Red Sea. That's where they want you to go. They want that much of Israel to become Gaza, to be Palestine. They want the end, and they want the recognition of Jerusalem as the capital of Palestine. Not the capital of Israel, but the why is in Israel, Jerusalem is like the number one state or the number one place on the map. Everybody wants it. The Muslims want it. The Palestinians want it. Everybody wants it. But it is God's place where God says this is the capital of Israel. And they want, once again, the end of U.S. aid and support for Israel. So, once again, the choice is up to you guys. Is the DSA, their organization, anti-Semitic? I would say this is pretty easy, guys. This is an easy one for you to make up your mind on. But more importantly, are you going to stand back and stand behind an organization that believes that Israel should be destroyed? Okay. I just don't know of anybody who can just stand there and go, yeah, I think, we should just kill all those Jews because these 30-year-old kids that believe some knuckle harebrained idea that somebody should be killed because they think they should be killed. But the choice is up to you. Anyways, this has been Sherman Ray for the Nevada Conservative Podcast. Thank you once again for being a part of the broadcast, folks. We encourage you, go to our website at thenevadaconservative.com. Check us out. If you'd like to get a audio copy of this broadcast, go to Spotify, follow us on social medias, follow us on our Facebook page, guys. Tons of people there. And if you want to leave a comment for this broadcast, go ahead and leave it in the comment section. We will get back to it, folks. Anyway, this has been Sherman Ray for the Nevada Conservative Podcast. Thank you once again for being a part of the broadcast, folks. We'll see you again soon.